The third crucial distinction we're exploring today, Linus, lies between living with a conscious, predetermined purpose and simply acting without one, or, more accurately, acting from a place of genuine purposelessness. When we observe behavior that springs forth purely from spontaneity, it often possesses an undeniable, captivating charm. Yet, the moment that same spontaneous act becomes overtly goal-directed, the moment it's performed with a specific outcome in mind, it risks losing its inherent magic. Consider the common example of a child. That little boy who, in a moment of uninhibited play, does something genuinely hilarious. He delights in the genuine laughter and positive reactions his behavior effortlessly elicits. But then, if he attempts to replicate that exact act, now consciously driven by the goal of being funny, of provoking laughter again, it becomes considerably less amusing because it's no longer a pure, uncalculated expression. The more his actions are tailored and geared towards that specific objective, in this case, seeking external attention and approval, the less authentic and captivating they become. An action undertaken truly out of purpose, Linus, as in, without a preset agenda, is quite unique. It possesses an intrinsic, unexplainable magic all its own. It's a novel and often unpredictable phenomenon, emerging from a profound wellspring of unadulterated spontaneity. There's no underlying expectation of a reward, no desire for validation from others, no conscious effort to impress anyone. This is a form of doing, of being, that stems from a deeply ingrained, almost primal drive, a beautiful, pure purposelessness. This concept resonates deeply with ancient wisdom traditions. Think of the Taoist principle of Wu Wei, often translated as doing by not doing or effortless action. A compelling parable illustrates this. A skilled hunter sets out to kill a bear. But this particular bear is extraordinary. It possesses the uncanny ability to read the hunter's mind, anticipating every strategic thought, every planned move the hunter intends to make. This psychic foresight renders it utterly impossible for the hunter to succeed through any deliberate, calculated effort to outsmart or overpower the bear. Every single intention, every carefully laid trap or shot, is foreseen and therefore thwarted. However, in a moment of sheer frustration, perhaps a sudden lapse in concentration, or even an accidental twitch, the hunter makes a completely unintended move, an action born not of strategy, but of pure, unthinking instinct or even happenstance. The bear, completely unable to predict this unintended, truly purposeless action, is caught off guard and, paradoxically, killed. This story beautifully encapsulates how conscious purpose can sometimes be a hindrance, while a lack of it can open doors to unexpected, effortless success. Thus, allowing things to simply be, to unfold without constant imposition of our will, often aligns with the natural, harmonious course of existence. The Tao, for instance, not only values allowing life to flow unrestricted, but also profoundly teaches the wisdom of stillness. Stillness itself possesses no agenda, no predefined goal, no explicit purpose. Yet, it paradoxically encompasses everything. Its inherent foundational strength, its gentle softness, its rugged hardness, its sharp, defining edges. In its essence, stillness is a profound source of clarity and light. This idea of purposelessness also lies at the very root of a seemingly paradoxical spiritual activity, meditation. The act of meditation fundamentally has no ultimate, external purpose. The only thing you are truly meant to do is simply be, to observe, to exist within the present moment without expectation. All too often, people approach meditation with a very specific, tangible goal in mind: to relax, to alleviate stress, to achieve enlightenment, to find inner peace. They strive, they force, they conscientiously try to do meditation. But if you hold rigidly to a goal, if you try to relax, you frequently discover that meditation doesn't work in the way you expect. You cannot, by sheer force of will, command yourself into a state of deep, effortless relaxation. The true secret, therefore, is to completely release any expectation, to genuinely forget the goal entirely. When you approach meditation with an attitude of having genuinely let go of the purpose behind it, when you simply sit, observe your breath, and let your thoughts pass without judgment or agenda, the mind begins to calm down spontaneously, effortlessly. Consider, too, the spontaneous wellspring of creativity. Truly brilliant ideas, genuine breakthroughs, often emerge from a state of profound purposelessness. They rarely arrive when you are straining, forcing, or meticulously planning every detail. Most frequently, this magical phenomenon occurs when you are in a deeply relaxed, non-goal-oriented state of being. Perhaps you're taking a leisurely stroll, or journaling without a specific topic in mind, or simply luxuriating in a warm, unhurried shower. You simply cannot force creativity to manifest itself. But what you can do, Linus, is cultivate an environment, a fertile state of mind, a sense of profound purposelessness that allows creativity to flourish organically, naturally. A musician might spontaneously compose a breathtaking new melody, or a painter might effortlessly craft a mesmerizing piece of art, simply by freestyling, letting the notes or colors flow without any predefined outcome or rigid expectation. They often create their masterpieces precisely because they were not trying too hard to create one. So what then of life itself and its ultimate, overarching purpose? Is our very existence here on this planet merely to strive collectively towards some grand, singular goal for all humanity? If such a monumental collective goal truly exists, what precisely is it? And, perhaps even more critically, who holds the authority and wisdom to decide what that ultimate goal should be? Is it unequivocally laid out in the ancient, sacred texts of the Bible, or perhaps meticulously detailed within the verses of the Quran? Are we, as individuals, simply meant to take a blind leap of faith and embrace a specific religious worldview, believing implicitly that life is inherently meaningful and infused with a divine purpose? Or are we fundamentally individual beings, each on our own unique journey, searching for our own profound, personal meaning in what might otherwise appear to be a vast, indifferent, and at times meaningless universe? This very quest for meaning within a seemingly meaningless existence can, in itself, profoundly influence our behavior, shaping our moral compass and the choices we make. After all, who among us doesn't yearn for a good afterlife, for validation and continuity beyond this fleeting mortal coil? But what if, for a moment, we imagine a world where religious beliefs were set aside? Would people still choose to act ethically, to do good, simply for the sheer intrinsic value of the act itself? Yes, there is immense, profound meaning to be discovered and embraced in the things you do, in the intrinsic love for the act itself, for the passionate pursuit of excellence, not for an external reward, but purely for the deep satisfaction and fulfillment it intrinsically brings. Perhaps the grand, cosmic purpose of the universe itself is not some external, complex goal we humans must desperately achieve or painstakingly uncover. Perhaps its profound purpose is simply its own continued, vibrant existence. If existence itself is the ultimate purpose, then what does that truly imply for us, its conscious inhabitants? If the universe does, in fact, have a purpose, what precisely will happen when it is achieved? Will we then, as individuals, be automatically reassigned to another, different purpose? And who, pray tell, would be doing this ethereal assigning? And who, in turn, assigns their purpose? And, ultimately, what then is the purpose of God, if God is considered the ultimate assigner of all purpose? These questions can, quite easily, lead to an endless, dizzying regress, a philosophical loop with no apparent end. Purposelessness, at its heart, simply means living life without constantly scrutinizing it, without interrogating every single moment for its deeper, hidden significance. It means fully, utterly immersing yourself in the richness of the present, pleasant moment. It's about consciously letting go of anxiety about an uncertain future and releasing the heavy burden of regrets about an unchangeable past. It's about consciously choosing not to flee from your raw, authentic feelings into the false, temporary comfort of addiction. Will a life lived without a clearly defined, external purpose be safe? Will it be neatly structured? Will it inevitably lead to becoming a millionaire with a big, fat bank account? With all probability, no, not necessarily. But the profound and often overlooked beauty of living a purposeless life is that it grants you true, unadulterated ownership of your precious time. It allows you to genuinely say with conviction that you have lived your time authentically, fully, deeply rooted in the present, entirely free from the heavy, often restrictive burden of an imposed agenda or a dictated purpose. Thank you for watching.